Be me Liam, 25 years old, working as a junior graphic designer at a mid-sized marketing agency in the city. Average height, dark hair, decent build, because I go to the gym 3 times a week just to keep the desk job from ruining my posture. Living in a decent one-bedroom apartment that costs way too much of my monthly salary, but the location is good and it is close to the few friends I actually care about. Mostly it is close to her. Be not me, Sienna. 24 years old, working as an interior landscape designer, which basically means she puts fancy plants in corporate lobbies. We have been best friends since our sophomore year of college. She is the kind of female friend every guy wishes he had, but knows he is playing with fire by keeping around. She is objectively beautiful, with wavy brown hair that she always throws up in a messy bun, and eyes that are this weird, striking shade of hazel. But our dynamic has always been strictly platonic. We are the duo that people assume are dating, but we never have. We have seen each other through bad breakups, family drama, job losses, and the general chaos of early adulthood. We have a rule: no crossing the line. No drunken hookups, no friends with benefits nonsense, no blurring the edges. It has worked perfectly for 5 years, until 2 months ago. It is a rainy Tuesday in November. The weather is miserable, the kind of cold rain that soaks into your bones and makes you want to never leave the house. I am sitting on my couch, wrapped in a blanket, trying to finish a freelance project on my laptop. My phone buzzes on the coffee table. It is a text from Sienna. My heater is broken, landlord won't answer, and I can see my own breath in my living room. Can I crash at your place? I do not even hesitate. Key is under the mat if I don't hear the door. Come over. 30 minutes later, she shows up at my door. She looks like a drowned rat, shivering, holding a duffel bag and wearing a coat that is 2 sizes too big. I usher her inside immediately and crank up the thermostat. She drops her bag and lets out a long exhale, her teeth literally chattering. "You are a lifesaver, Liam. I thought I was going to freeze to death," she says, rubbing her arms. I go to the kitchen and start making tea because that is what you do. "Go take a hot shower. I will find you some dry clothes," I call out. She disappears into the bathroom, and soon the sound of running water fills the apartment. I go to my bedroom and dig out a pair of gray sweatpants and an oversized hoodie. It is routine. She has borrowed my clothes 100 times before. When she comes out, she is scrubbed clean, face pink from the heat, wearing my clothes which engulf her small frame. She looks comfortable, she looks beautiful. I push that thought away immediately because that is not what we do. We order a pizza because neither of us feels like cooking. We settle onto the couch to watch some terrible reality television show that she loves and I pretend to hate. The rain is hammering against the window pane, creating this cozy, isolated atmosphere. We are eating pepperoni pizza and laughing at the people on the screen. It feels normal, it feels safe. But around midnight the vibe shifts. We are both tired, the pizza is gone, and the show is just background noise. She is sitting on the other end of the couch, tucked into the corner. She looks at me, her expression suddenly serious. "Do you ever worry that we are going to be alone forever?" she asks quietly. It is a heavy question for a Tuesday night. I look at her surprised. "Where is this coming from?" I ask. She shrugs, pulling her knees up to her chest. "I don't know. I was just sitting in my freezing apartment before I came here, and I realized that if I died of hypothermia, no one would probably notice for days except you." I laugh, trying to lighten the mood. "Well, your landlord would notice when the rent stopped coming." She smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. "I'm serious, Liam. Dating is a nightmare. Everyone is playing games. Nobody is genuine." I nod, understanding perfectly. "I know it sucks out there." She shifts, moving from the corner of the couch to the middle, closer to me. "Why can't everyone just be like you?" she says, half joking. My heart does a weird little flip in my chest. "Because then the world would be boring and full of bad graphic design," I joke back. She laughs, a genuine sound this time, and leans her head on my shoulder. This is not unusual. We have leaned on each other before. But tonight the air feels thinner. Maybe it is the rain, or the late hour, or the fact that she is wearing my clothes and smells like my body wash mixed with her vanilla shampoo. Seriously, though, she murmurs, closing her eyes. You are the best guy I know. I don't know what to say to that, so I just stay quiet. We stay like that for a long time. Eventually, her breathing evens out, and I realize she has fallen asleep. I should wake her up. I should tell her to go take the guest bed, but I don't. I carefully shift so I am more comfortable, and she instinctively snuggles closer, her hand resting on my chest. It feels right. It feels terrifyingly right. I fall asleep with my arm around her, listening to the rain. Morning comes way too fast. I wake up to bright sunlight streaming through the blinds. For a split second, I forget the night before. Then I realize I have a warm weight pressed against my side. Sienna is still asleep, her face buried in my neck. Her leg is thrown over mine. Our limbs are tangled in a way that friends don't usually do. My heart starts hammering against my ribs. This is the line. We are currently straddling the line. I try to carefully extricate myself without waking her, but the moment I move, she stirs. She lifts her head, blinking sleepily, her hair a mess. She looks at me, then down at our tangled legs, then back at me. There is a moment of silence that stretches on for an eternity. Usually, she would make a joke. She would say nice pillow or punch my arm, but she doesn't. She just stares at me, her eyes wide and vulnerable. Morning, I croak, my voice rough from sleep. Morning, she whispers back. She doesn't move away immediately. We are lying there, chests almost touching, on a Wednesday morning. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Then she slowly pulls back, sitting up and fixing her hair. The moment breaks. I should probably get ready for work, she says, avoiding eye contact. Yeah, me too, I say, sitting up and rubbing the back of my neck. The drive to her apartment to get her car is quiet. We talk about the traffic. We talk about the weather. We talk about everything except the fact that we woke up in each other's arms, and for 10 seconds, neither of us wanted to move. I drop her off. Thanks for saving me from the icebox, she says, giving me a quick, awkward side hug. Anytime, I say. She gets out, and I watch her walk to her building. I drive to work feeling like my entire world has tilted 5 degrees to the left. For the next week, things are weird. Not bad, just weird. We still text, but the texts are careful. No double texting. No late-night random thoughts. It is like we are both walking on eggshells, afraid to acknowledge that the dynamic has shifted. I catch myself thinking about her constantly. I am at my desk designing a logo for a coffee shop, and I am wondering if Sienna would like the font. I am grocery shopping, and I almost buy her favorite brand of yogurt before I stop myself. I talked to my friend Julian about it over beers on Friday. Julian is the opposite of me. Loud, confident, dates a new girl every month. Dude, you are overthinking it, Julian says, taking a swig of his IPA. She stayed over, you cuddled, big deal, humans like contact. It felt different, Julian, I insist. It felt like we weren't just friends. Julian rolls his eyes. Look, Liam, you have been in love with this girl for years. You just refuse to admit it. I almost choke on my drink. I am not in love with her, she is my best friend. Right, and I am the King of England, Julian says sarcastically. If you like her, make a move. If not, stop being weird about a little cuddle. It is terrible advice, but it forces me to think. Am I in love with her? I value her more than anyone. I think she is beautiful. I want her to be happy. But love. Love ruins friendships. Love makes things messy. I decide to bury the feeling. I decide to go back to normal. I text her that night. Hey, found a new burger place downtown. Want to try it tomorrow? She replies 3 minutes later. Yes, I am starving just thinking about it. We go to the burger place. We act normal. We laugh, we joke, we steal each other's fries. It feels like we have successfully reset the clock. But then the too far phase begins. It starts subtly. We start hanging out more than usual. Instead of twice a week, it is 4 times a week. She leaves a toothbrush at my apartment just in case. I start keeping her favorite wine in my fridge. We start touching more. a hand on the back when walking through a crowd, leaning against each other in the movie theater, playing with each other's fingers when we are bored. It is intimate, but we never verbally acknowledge it. We are playing house without the label. Then comes the company holiday party. My marketing firm throws a big party every December. Plus ones are allowed. Usually I go alone or bring a random date I met on an app. This year I ask Sienna, be my buffer, I ask. My boss is trying to set me up with his niece and I need protection. I am on duty, she salutes. She shows up to the party wearing a dark green velvet dress that fits her perfectly. I have never seen her look this good. When she walks into the venue, I literally stop breathing for a second. My coworker Dave nudges me. That is your friend, the one you talk about. Yeah, I say, unable to look away. You are an idiot if you haven't locked that down, Dave mutters. The night is a blur of cocktails and polite conversation. Sienna is charming everyone. She laughs at my boss's bad jokes. She helps my awkward intern feel included. She is perfect. Later in the night, the music switches to slower songs. We have had a few drinks. Dance with me, she asks, grabbing my hand. We go to the dance floor. I put my hands on her waist. She loops her arms around my neck. We are swaying to some generic ballad, but it feels like the most important moment of my life. She looks up at me, her hazel eyes sparkling under the dim lights. You clean up nice, Liam, she whispers. You look incredible, Sienna, I say, and my voice drops an octave. The air between us is charged again, just like that night on the couch. She leans in closer. Her forehead rests against my chin. We are so close. I could kiss her. I want to kiss her, but panic sets in. If I kiss her and she doesn't want it, I lose everything. I lose the Sunday coffees. I lose the late-night venting sessions. I lose my best friend, so I don't do it. The song ends and I pull away gently. Need a drink, I say, my voice sounding strained. She looks disappointed. I see it in her face for a split second before she masks it with a smile. Yeah, me too, she says. We leave the party shortly after. The ride home is quiet. I drop her off at her door. She lingers. Tonight was fun, she says. Yeah, it was, I reply, gripping the steering wheel. Good night, Liam. Good night, Sienna. She goes inside. I drive home and scream at the top of my lungs in my car. I am a coward. 2 weeks pass. It is now close to Christmas. Sienna texts me. Hey, are you free tonight? I need to tell you something. My stomach drops. That phrase is never good. Sure, come over, I reply. She comes over around 7. She looks nervous. She is pacing around my living room. What's up? I ask, sitting on the arm of the couch. She stops and looks at me. So you know that guy from my yoga class, Ethan? I stiffen. I know Ethan. I have never met him, but I know him. She has mentioned him in passing. Tall, works in finance, volunteers at a shelter. Basically a saint with abs. Yeah, I know him, I say, keeping my voice neutral. Well, he asked me out for coffee today, she says. She pauses, waiting for my reaction. My heart feels like it is being squeezed by a giant fist. Oh, I say. Cool, and I said yes, she continues. We are going out for dinner on Friday. She looks at me expectantly. She is waiting for me to be the supportive best friend. She is waiting for me to say that's great and ask for details, but I can't do it, not after the couch, not after the party. Jealousy flares up in my chest, hot and ugly. Why? I ask, sharper than I intended. She blinks, surprised. What do you mean why? Because he is nice and he asked. I thought you said dating was a nightmare, I say, standing up. It is, she says defensively, but that doesn't mean I should stop trying. I can't be single forever, Liam. So you are just going to go out with some random finance bro, I snap. He is not random. We have been talking for weeks, she argues. Weeks. You never mentioned you were talking to him, I accuse. Because I didn't think it was a big deal. Why are you acting like this? She demands. I am not acting like anything, I lie. I just think you are settling. Settling, she laughs, an angry sound. How would you know? You haven't even met him? I know that he isn't, that he won't get you, I stumble. Get me, and who gets me, Liam? You, the question hangs in the air. Yes, I shout. I get you, I know how you take your coffee. I know you hate the texture of velvet even though you wore it for me. I know you better than anyone. She stares at me, her chest heaving. Then why haven't you ever done anything about it? She whispers. The room goes silent. She challenged me. She put it right there on the table, and I freeze. Fear paralyzes me again. Because we are friends, I say weakly. We have a rule. Her face falls. The hurt in her eyes is devastating. Right, she says, her voice cold. The rule. She grabs her purse. Have a good night, Liam. I'll let you know how the date goes. She slams the door on her way out. I stand there in the silence of my apartment. I have messed up. I have messed up bad. Friday comes. I know she is on the date with Ethan. I am sitting at home, miserable. I try to play video games. I keep dying because I can't focus. I try to read. I read the same sentence 10 times. I check my phone every 5 minutes. Nothing. At 10 o'clock, I can't take it anymore. I put on my coat and go for a walk. It is freezing outside, snow starting to fall. I walk aimlessly through the city streets. I end up near her apartment building. I am not stalking her. I am just gravitating. I see a car pull up. It is a nice car. Ethan's car, presumably. I watch from across the street, hidden by the shadows of a bus stop. Sienna gets out. Ethan gets out. He is tall. He looks nice. He walks her to the door. They stand there for a moment. He lines in. She hesitates. Then she lets him kiss her. It is a quick kiss, polite, but it shatters me. I turn around and walk home as fast as I can. I feel sick. Friends don't feel this way when their friend gets kissed. Friends don't feel like the world is ending. The next few weeks are torture. Sienna and Ethan are officially dating. She tries to include me. Ethan wants to meet you, she texts. I am busy with work, I lie, I avoid her. I answer texts with one-word replies. I cancel plans. I can't see them together. I can't pretend to be happy for her. It went way too far. I let my feelings get too deep, and now I am drowning. Sienna notices my distance. She confronts me over the phone. Are you mad at me? She asks. No, just busy, I say. You are never too busy for me. What is going on? Nothing, Sienna. I have a life too, you know, I say harshly. Silence on the other end. Okay, she says quietly. Sorry for bothering you. She hangs up. I stare at the phone and hate myself. New Year's Eve approaches. Julian calls me. Party at my place. You are coming. No excuses. I am not in the mood, I say. Sienna will be there, Julian says. With Ethan, then I am definitely not coming. Dude, you have to face this. You are losing your best friend because you are too stubborn to deal with your emotions. Come to the party, act like an adult. Julian is right, I can't lose her. Even if she is with someone else, I need her in my life. I have to suck it up. I put on my best shirt. I go to Julian's party. The apartment is packed. Music is loud. People are drinking. I scan the room. I see them. Sienna is by the window wearing a silver dress. Ethan is next to her, arm around her waist. He looks like a catalog model. Perfect hair, perfect smile. I take a deep breath and walk over. Sienna sees me. Her eyes light up. Liam, you came. She breaks away from Ethan and hugs me. I hug her back, brief and polite. Hey, I say. Liam, this is Ethan, she says, gesturing to the guy. Ethan extends a hand. Nice to finally meet you. Sienna talks about you all the time. His grip is firm. He is genuinely nice. I hate him. Good to meet you too, I lie. We make small talk. It is excruciating. Ethan goes to get drinks. Sienna turns to me. I missed you, she says softly. I missed you too, I admit. Why have you been ghosting me, she asks. I haven't, just work, I lie again. She looks at me, searching my face. You are a terrible liar, Liam. Before I can answer, Ethan comes back with drinks. The night drags on. Midnight is approaching. Everyone is grabbing champagne. The countdown begins. 10, 9. I watch Sienna and Ethan. 8, 7. He is looking at her with adoration. 6, 5. She is smiling, but her eyes are scanning the room. 4, 3. She locks eyes with me. 2, 1. Happy New Year. Everyone cheers. Ethan kisses Sienna. I look away. I down my champagne and head for the balcony. I need air. It is freezing on the balcony, but I don't care. I lean against the railing, looking out at the city fireworks. I feel a tear slide down my cheek. Pathetic. The door behind me opens. I wipe my face quickly. It is Sienna. She is shivering, hugging her bare arms. "What are you doing out here? It is freezing," she says. "Just needed some air," I say, not turning around. She comes and stands next to me. We watch the fireworks in silence for a minute. "He is a nice guy," I say finally. "Yeah, he is," she agrees. "You guys look good together." "Liam, stop," she says. I turn to look at her. "Stop what? Stop lying to me. Stop pretending. I don't know what you are talking about." "Yes, you do," she raises her voice. "You have been acting strange for 2 months. Ever since that night you let me stay over." "I am just trying to be a good friend," I say. "A good friend doesn't disappear. A good friend doesn't look at me the way you did at the Christmas party and then run away." Tears are welling up in her eyes. "What do you want me to say, Sienna?" I ask, my voice trembling. "I want you to tell me the truth. Why are you avoiding me?" I snap. The dam breaks. "Because I can't watch it," I yell. "Watch what?" "I can't watch you be with him. I can't watch him touch you and kiss you and make you laugh." She stares at me stunned. "Why?" she whispers. "Because it should be me," I shout. "Because I am in love with you, Sienna. I have been in love with you for years, and I was too scared to say anything because I didn't want to lose our friendship. But now I am losing you anyway, and it hurts like hell." Silence. Absolute, ringing silence on the balcony. The fireworks are still exploding in the distance, but I can't hear them. My chest is heaving. I finally said it. I brace myself for the rejection. I brace myself for her to say, "I love you like a brother." I look at the ground, unable to meet her eyes. "You are an idiot," she says. Her voice is shaking. I look up. She is crying. "What?" I ask. "You are such an idiot, Liam," she repeats, taking a step closer. "Why didn't you say something sooner?" "Because the rule," I stammer. "Screw the rule," she cries. "Why do you think I came to your apartment that night? Why do you think I asked you to the party? Why do you think I said yes to Ethan?" I am confused. "What? I said yes to Ethan because I was trying to get over you," she confesses. "I thought you didn't feel the same way. You pulled away after the party. You wouldn't kiss me. I thought you just wanted to be friends." My brain is trying to process this. "Wait, you like me. I love you, you moron," she says, laughing through her tears. "I have loved you since junior year when you brought me soup when I had the flu." Relief washes over me like a tidal wave. It is so strong my knees almost buckle. "But Ethan?" I ask. "Ethan is great," she says, "but he isn't you. Nobody is you." She steps closer. She is shivering from the cold. I instinctively open my jacket and wrap it around her. We are standing chest to chest. "So," I say, my heart racing, "what do we do now?" She looks up at me. "Well, you could start by finally kissing me." I don't hesitate this time. I cup her face in my hands. Her skin is cold, but her lips are warm. I kiss her. And it is not like the movies. It is better. It is familiar and new at the same time. It tastes like champagne and vanilla rain. It feels like coming home. We pull apart, breathless. She rests her forehead against mine. "About time," she whispers. "Shut up," I smile. The door opens again. It is Ethan. We jump apart. Ethan looks at us. He looks at Sienna's tear-streaked face. He looks at my flushed face. He looks at my jacket wrapped around her. He is a smart guy. He sighs, running a hand through his perfect hair. "I had a feeling," he says. "Ethan, I am so sorry," Sienna starts. He holds up a hand. "It is okay. I knew I was fighting a losing battle. You talked about him on our entire first date." He looks at me. "You better treat her right, man." "I will, I promise." He nods, turns around, and goes back inside. Class act, that guy. I turn back to Sienna. "Did we just ruin your relationship?" I ask. "No," she says, grabbing my hand. "We just started the right one." We leave the party. We don't even say goodbye to anyone. We walk back to my apartment in the cold, hand in hand. It is snowing lightly. We get inside my apartment. It is warm. We sit on the couch, the same couch where it all started. She curls up next to me. "So," she says. "No more rules, no more rules," I agree. "Good," she says. She kisses me again. We talk until 4 in the morning. We talk about everything. The fears, the missed signals, the jealousy. We laugh about how stupid we were. We fall asleep on the couch, tangled together. This time when I wake up in the morning, I don't panic. I look at her sleeping face and feel nothing but peace. Be me 6 months later. Summer has arrived, we are at a furniture store. What do you think of this couch, she asks. It is too beige, I say. You are too beige, she retorts. We are getting the gray one, I decide. Fine, but I get to pick the throw pillows. Deal, we are moving in together. Official lace both names on the paper. Friends don't usually do that, but we aren't just friends anymore. We are partners, we are a team, it went way too far. It went past friendship, past the safe zone, past the boundaries we set to protect ourselves. It went all the way to love, and looking at her arguing with a salesperson about delivery fees, I know one thing for sure. Going too far was the best decision I ever made. I grab her hand. She squeezes back without looking. Life is good. Life is really, really good. The end.